Alright guys, so today we're doing Led Zeppelin Riffology. Awesome band, really like a lot of their stuff. It's hard for me to just pick a few things to cover here, so keep your eyes peeled. We'll probably end up doing another one with more Zeppelin stuff. There's just so many great songs that they've covered. So anyhow, what we're doing today, we're looking at A Whole Lot of Love, which I covered pretty well in the first video, so make sure you check that out. It was just that. Main thing is it's all down strums, so you're really going to need to work at that. So really study the first video, slow it down, loop it, look at your tab sheet, and you should be able to get that one down. It may take a while to get the speed, so be patient with that. Second one I'm going to look at here, I actually covered this entire song here at Guitar Animal, but I wanted to throw this riff in just if you just want to learn this riff and not the whole song. It's the main riff to the Lemon song. Sounds like this. My favorite riffs to just warm up with, because you're hitting that E7 sharp 9 chord. That's a Purple Haze chord, by the way. That's where everybody kind of lifted it from. It's a really cool chord. That chord is just excellent, and to be able to grab that just off the cuff really warms you up. Since we're speaking about that chord, we're holding the 7th fret of both the 3rd string and 5th strings. That's with my middle finger on the 5th string, ring finger on the 3rd, index finger is holding the 4th string 6th fret, adding the little finger at the 8th fret of the 2nd string. I know it's a handful, but here's a trick on how to learn this. If you know a regular D7 chord, which would be the 2nd fret of your 1st string, your 3rd string, and 1st fret of your 2nd string, if you know that shape, just think of taking your D7 and putting it in a different spot. Put it down at the 7th fret and the 6th fret of the 3rd, 4th, and 5th strings. It's a shape you're very familiar with, at which point, once you drop that down, all you have to do is add your little finger at the 8th fret on the 2nd string, and voila, you've got the new chord, and it's not as hairy to grab. So you don't have to think about it as an entirely new shape. It's just a D7 chord put in a different spot. Makes it a lot easier for most people. All right, so what I'm playing at the beginning of this is I'm going to be using my fingers as well as my pick. My pick's going to be taking care of the 6th string. If you're looking at your tab sheets, you're seeing we're firing the 1st and 2nd string as well as the 6th string. Together, you're getting that. Then I change the note on the 6th string. Make sure you're not touching the 1st or 2nd string. You're reaching over them with your left hand because you need to still hear them. So you'll notice that after I strike the 1st strike on the 5th fret of the 6th string in the open 2 strings, then I just take away the high end and just end up doing just the bass note. And he just kind of plays with that, so make sure you mimic that. Do you have to do exactly as it is on the tab sheet? No. As long as you're playing the right notes in the right sequence, you can leave a note or two out. You could leave the top end out a little early, or just play it all the way through. Still going to cover it, but this mimics what he did on the album, so if you want to nail the album, it is what's written on the sheet. So that's the first time through it. We're just going to hit the E7 sharp 9 chord. Little vibrato on the chord, I'm shaking the whole chord. I do that by wiggling my entire hand, so all my fingers are going to move with my hand. Back to the open 6th string. Up here to the 12th fret range, index finger is going to hold the 2 middle strings at the 12th fret and the 14th fret on the 5th string. So 12, 12, 14 on the 5th string, 12, 12, and this time we're going to pretty much hit all 3 strings the entire riff. That riff is awesome. It's the open 3rd string, sliding with my middle finger from 2 to 4, 3rd fret on the 2nd string, and then open 3rd string, and then 4 to open and a double pull off on not only the 3rd string, but also the 4th string. So slow it's. Might want to set loop points on this part, stop the video here, and get that riff down, because that's a tricky riff. Right out of the E minor pentatonic, and back to our main riff. And that's the main riff to the Lemon Song by Led Zeppelin. Hope you enjoyed that. If you like that song, look it up here right on Guitar Animal because I covered the entire song, so you can go ahead and learn the whole song. But if you just want to learn the cool riff, that's a really cool riff. Next up, we're going to cover the Ocean. Hey guys, we're looking at Led Zeppelin riffs today, of course, and the Ocean. It's a great riff as well. Very much just single note stuff. It's a little tricky to play. If you look at your tab sheet there, we're starting on that 4th string, 5th fret to 7th fret hammer-on, and then 5th fret on the 4th string, 7th fret on the 5th string, and 8th fret on the 6th. It's a little hard to get that. And then you've got 5-7 on the 5th string, ending with 5 on the 4th, then 5-7 on the 5th again, 7th fret on the 4th, and finally 4th fret on the 5th string, 7th fret on the 4th, and then we'll do 5th fret on the 5th string, and ending with the 7th fret on the 5th string. So slowly it's a little bit of palm mute at the end there. Make it thumpy. We're just touching the heel of my hand on the strings right in front of the bridge, so you get this sound. So instead of, it makes a little bit bassier, and then so. I already play that with my first 3 fingers, just because it's easier. Just be picking up some beats between there. It's because I'm missing the drums. There's a real cool drum part there, and without the drums it's just silent, so I try to keep my beat kind of thumping the strings. I would play that by myself that way to keep the beat. If I was playing with a band, I'd let the drummer do his job and I wouldn't be playing anything there. All right, speaking of that, when you get back into this riff later in the song, there's parts. And that part is one that is kind of quiet in the mix, but it is there. And I was in a band situation where I was playing this song, and I was doing that. Of course, now I'm playing it through a Marshall half stack, and you can hear it really loud. And the band's looking at me, and there's like, "What are you playing there? Why are you playing that?" And I'm like, "Well, it's there. The guitar player does that." And they're like, "Well, it doesn't sound like he does that." And what they meant was, that's way more apparent than it is in the album version, and could you stop doing that? So I stopped doing that. So you might not want to do that. I didn't tab it here because it was just kind of, it sounds bad if it's that apparent. So anyhow, back to the main riff. We'll play through that, and then several times through it. Ends up with well, and then we're gonna go just some chords there. D chord at the 5th fret. It's going to be the 7th fret on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings, and the 5th fret on the 5th string. And we're going to hit that D chord 4 times. Drop down 2 frets to the C chord, same shape. Finally, the open A, which is going to be the 2nd fret of the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings, the open 5th strings, 1 strike on the A, and then the G note by itself, 3rd fret of the 6th string, back to the A chord, and then to the C, slide up to D. So slowly it's and to speed. Do like 4 times. Just ending with the main riff. And sliding up to the 7th fret on the 4th string. So those are the main riffs for the Ocean. Hope you enjoyed that, as well as all the things that we did here at Guitar Animal. Really enjoyed bringing them to you. Comments in the section below. Let me know how we're doing. We're doing a good job for you guys. Is there something y'all want to see that we're not doing? Want to hear it? I'm Trent. I'll see you next time.